Welcome back, everybody. So I have a couple updates. I finally got back into making ceramics again, not necessarily for work. I kind of stopped going to the studio for most of the year, and then the last month I decided to come back in and try out a few things that have been on my to-do list. So I made candlestick holders, which I'm really excited about. They're little tiny candlestick holders for, having dinner. This one I'm pretty proud of. It's basically 2 bowls. There's a little well right here that catches the wax, and I really like this glaze color. Finally inspired to get back in the studio a little bit more now. I also made this, which is a scarf buckle, because I've been wearing my neck scarves a little bit more and I wanted something to hold it up, so I made this thing that looks like a pretzel. I got flameware, which is a clay body that has been out of stock for a while, and I got a hold of it from Laguna Clay, and I made some sesame roasters. I'm working on some donabes right now. I'm drying up some plans, which I've made in the past before, and that was really fun to make. So I made these sesame roasters, which you put it over your stove, and then you roast your sesame seeds or coffee beans or Szechuan peppercorns or whatever you want to roast, toast some nuts and whatever, and then kind of just move it around. And then there's a little hole right here so that you can pour it out into a bowl or into your pestle and mortar, which I've made before, and then kind of grind everything back up. So I made a couple of these just to try out the shape. This is the other one. It's a little bit deep. The reason why I made this is because I took a donabe class a couple of years ago where we learned how to cook with donabe through New York Times, and the person who was leading the class showed us this contraption that she had, and she was saying that it was really hard to find in the States. So then I kind of studied the shape of the vessel and decided to make my own, and I've been using it. This one is the one that I've been using. The only issue with it is that it doesn't sit flat on the stove, so I'm still tweaking it, but I really like the shape and I want to make it so that it's sort of like this. I think I need to make the handle a little bit thinner in order to balance out the shape a little bit more. I'm taking my focus off selling my ceramics and trying to kind of work on one-off items. So maybe sometime in the future I'll get into that, but right now I'm more focusing on rediscovering my love for ceramics again. The music that I've been consuming, so there's this record label called Brock that's based out of, I believe, France, and they've sent me records before, and then they said that there's a new Theodore album out. Yeah, so they wanted to send me that album along with some other items that were on their catalog. So I just played it too because I got it on, right here. Yeah, so this is the album right here. Oh, I got number 76 out of 100 printed copies, so Theodore is based off their 24-year-old cat, so that's the name of their cat. There's a couple songs. It's the last song on both sides, so the song number 5, which is Your Love, I thought was really catchy. It's a very groovy bass track, I guess. And then number 10, which is Le Chat et Le Soleil, my French, an instrumental with some French speaking over top, which I feel like if you like Serge Gainsbourg, you might like that track. But yeah, Theodore. And then also Brock Records has a bunch of other albums, like this one right here, which I've played on my sets quite a lot. This is Maze of Sounds. Janko Nilovic, who's an instrumentalist. He has another album that just came out pretty recently too that I have here somewhere, but I'm not going to go through it. In terms of playlists, like just to leave on, I like leaving those on, and NTS is what I always go to. It's kind of like an online radio, but there is a playlist or a set list from Who Dis ? And it's this DJ named Plus One, and he's this guy who I met because he works for Stone's Throw Records, and we've DJ'd with each other a couple times. I reached out to him about a month ago to ask him to DJ with me, and he was like, well, I can't because I actually sold all my records or gave away all my records or something like that. But he did send me a playlist that I listened to, and it's a 2-hour set, pretty mellow at first. There's a lot of instrumental, a lot of 90s hip hop, a lot of jazz, and it's fantastic. I listened to it through and pulled some songs to add to my own personal rotation. It's a great way to discover new music, to go through and listen to other DJs' set lists, because they pull through a lot of new music that I wouldn't normally pull up for myself. Jason and I have been watching or rewatching Succession again. I think we just finished season 2, so we're moving on to season 3. Dang, it is really good. And I mean, obviously it's really good. Yeah, watching it again for the second time has been such a treat. So yeah, we've been watching that through. We also watched City of Gold, which is Jonathan Gold, who's like a food critic. Because in that documentary, they talk a little bit about how people write on Yelp about food, and a lot of people will just say, oh, things are amazing or very good. And I feel this way about myself oftentimes, but it's like lack of vocab. It just kind of gets boring hearing people talk about things that are so good or amazing, you know, like there's no nuance to a lot of reviews, even in music. And I mean, I feel like such a hypocrite. I could strive to do better, you know, but oftentimes people just get nervous. But in written reviews, when people have time to think about it, you could substitute vocabulary in there, right? So he uses a lot of his empathy and also his expertise to talk about restaurants, but also his background in I think he played the cello in a punk band, so like that background and the history of subcultures and his love for subcultures, and I guess all of that was what made him a prolific writer. Jason and I watched The Godfather because I don't believe I've seen it before, because the whole thing, when I watched the first one, I know it's like 3-4 hours. It felt like I was watching it for the first time, but then I did remember some scenes, so I feel like, I don't know. When I was in college, I watched a lot of movies for school. Oftentimes, like, we'll study things, kind of like studying a language, for instance, where I'll just cram and then take the exam and then forget about it completely. Forget about whatever I just learned. And I feel like in film, what I remember is just watching every single movie and film times 1.5 or 2 times the speed, and just breezing through it and just taking an exam. And for things that I liked, I'd watch more than once, obviously, but The Godfather, I don't even remember seeing it. Like, I don't even remember watching it, but I do remember studying it. Anyway, so Jason and I put it on, and it is completely enthralling. Like, I didn't check my phone once. I don't know if you noticed, but the last couple months, we've been watching a lot of movies from the 70s, so we're kind of going back in time. Something that I've been wearing these chocolate meals pants. I'm wearing right now, but I'm wearing these chocolate meals pants ever since I got it, every single day. I adore it. So the first time I ever bought a pair of pants from Meals Clothing was, I think, during the pandemic in 2020. I walked into Virgil Normal, everyone had their masks on, and then Charlie, the owner of Virgil Normal, had these pants on, and I was like, what are those? They're just the biggest, baggiest pants I've ever seen in my life, besides Jinkos. He was like, oh, Amy Sedaris just bought this pair, and it was the chocolate brown color, which is the color that I have on right now. But at the time, it was a more milky brown, a little bit more orange undertone. I loved it. I bought it, just adored it, wore it nonstop, wore it all over Instagram and YouTube as well. And since then, I've been wearing so many different colors in Meals pants. The last 6 months, I've been wearing their FDA collection in this like seersucker material because it's so nice and lightweight. But now that it's getting a little bit cooler, they came out with a darker chocolate color, and I got the entire set. Like, the pants I haven't stopped wearing. I don't even know what it's like to wear normal pants anymore, but I've been wearing the set with a jacket like nonstop for an entire week. I love how together it looks like an intentional outfit. Even though it's workwear, it looks presentable. If you wear it with the right shoes, it could look a little bit more dressy and intentional. I mean, comfortable doesn't even describe how I feel when I'm in them. They are exquisite. I just got a new phone case, as you can see here. This is from Bailey Hikawa, I think is her last name. It's like a sculptural delight, but the thing is, it won't fit in any pants, and I don't usually carry around a purse, but it does fit in my Meals pants, and it fits in all the pockets in my Meals pants, as well as my jacket, so it's perfect. I know it's not very functional, but I love this phone case. It stands up on its own, so you can watch vertical videos as well as horizontal videos like this, which works so well whenever I'm doing my hair or makeup or washing the dishes. I watch my videos like this, and it fits perfectly in my meals pockets. So it goes well together. But yeah, I've wanted this phone case for years, and I've had the smaller iPhone, the iPhone 13, I guess since it came out, and I refuse to upgrade my phone because the phones just keep getting bigger and bigger, and I can't really fit a big ass phone in my hand. I don't like not being able to run my thumb across, So I just haven't updated my phone. So I didn't know that she made phone cases for older generations of phones, so you just have to get like a customized. This case makes me feel like I just got a brand new phone. Bailey also makes customized toilet seat covers. They're works of art, and obviously she has an incredible sense of humor. You can see it through her artwork. I just got this little jade donut for my necklace that I've had for a while now. So this chain I got from my dad. He wore it for, he said, like over 20 years. And then one day he gave this chain to me because I was asking him about chains. So I've had it for a while, and I'd wear it here and there without a pendant on it, but I've been looking for a donut jade pendant, and my friend Ben from year 901 carries it, and she happened to be in town, so I got one from her. When she came over, she didn't only bring this, she brought like a bunch of jewelry making things, and Jason ended up making me these earrings that I'm wearing. It was such a treat because not only did we get to catch up and hang out with her, we also got to do something like an activity. She also hosts a bunch of jewelry making classes in Austin too, so if you're in Austin, you gotta follow her, hit her up, and take a class from her. But yeah, she's a Vietnamese jewelry designer, and she has a lot of jade pieces if you're into that. Maddie and I both have her jade earrings that we've been wearing for years now. This is my favorite lip balm right now. It's from Then I Met You. It's the Honeydew Lip Mask. It works so much better than the Laneige sleeping mask in my opinion, and it also applies in a tube, so it makes it super convenient. And I really like that once you put it on, it kind of sets so that it's one even texture, so it looks like an ultra glossy lip. When I was in New York last month, I picked up this Maison Louis Marie number 13 eau de parfum. It's a fig scent. I've been obsessed with it, and I love how it smells, especially sprayed on cardigans or wool sweaters. It's a pretty androgynous scent. It doesn't smell feminine or masculine. I think it's a perfect balance, and I've been wearing this nonstop, and I only spray one squirt directly onto my skin, so it feels like it's just for me. So I love bronzer. I've been wearing one from YSL for a while now, and I still really like it. However, I got this in PR. This is from Lancome. The shade that I have is number 4 medium. The thing I really like about this is that it's a bit more of a red undertone, so it works really well as blush as well as bronzer. Yeah, I've been really liking this for a non-blush blush look. It also works really beautifully on the eyes. And I gotta say, Lancome has been fantastic. I know they've been making a push to feature younger people in their campaigns. When I was growing up, it was mostly older, more sophisticated ladies, and now they're pushing for Olivia Rodrigo and Emma Chamberlain, and I believe their creative director is still Lisa Eldridge. What they've been doing lately has been really catching my attention. I just got these boots from Cezanne. They remind me of a mod boot, like something John Cooper Clarke would wear. The reason why I got these was because I had a pair that is the same silhouette from Lock. It was a beautiful olive green pair, and I wore it nonstop for years, and that was like my pair of shoes to wear to every show, every concert, whenever I DJ, and then it just got thrashed throughout the years, I let it go a few months ago because I took a look at it. I'm like, damn, there's no coming back from this. I brought it to the shoe repair, and he's like, nah, there's nothing I can do to help you there. So I finally let it go after years of abuse, but I've been keeping an eye out for a silhouette like this. Cezanne came out with this pair. The only difference is that there's a seam right down the center. It has the same type of heel, the block heel, and the same silhouette and same zipper and everything. There's a bunch of different colors as well. I was between the oxblood color or the black color, and I decided to go for the glossy black. These have been super comfortable. I really like them, and I feel like they go with a lot of things, and I really like wearing them with suits as well. Okay, so for Christmas this year, Jason and I decided Jason did a lot more research on this. So he did a lot of research on water filters, and we've been using a Brita filter for a while. Jason installed this under the sink water filter that we can have in our kitchen, and we can fill up as much water as we want. And it's not that incredibly expensive. I thought it was going to be a lot more. It ends up being about like $120 a year. But yeah, we decided to buy that for each other for Christmas, and it's been a game changer. I didn't think it was going to be that big of a deal, but it's been so convenient just to fill up as much water as we want and not have to worry about refilling the Brita filter. It didn't seem like that big of a deal before, but now that I have this filtration system that's like so easy to access, I don't think I could ever go back, and I'm so grateful for it. The last favorite item that I want to talk about is something that I've been loving for the last like 6 months or so. They're chomps. They're just beef jerky sticks. I wish I had some right now, but I just finished them. Whenever we go to Costco, we buy like 2 or 3 bags of it, and I just go through them so quickly. They're like Slim Jims, which I've always loved, but these are healthy Slim Jims, and anyone that I've given one to, they've loved it. And the cool thing about buying it at Costco is that it costs way less when you buy it in bulk. And I believe they give you more than if you were to buy them individually at, I don't know, Trader Joe's, for instance. I love them so much that like Jason's sister sent me a meme on someone making a holster for their Slim Jim. She sent me the meme, and as I was opening it up, I was eating a chomps. And then this other time, my friend Sam was going through the back room while I was eating one. Ran through the room, he was like, "Christine, put down the beef jerky. This is an emergency." But he didn't even make eye contact with me. He just knew that I was eating my beef stick. I just like love it so much. It's not like I eat that many of them. I probably have like 2 max in a day, but I love them so much, and they give me energy throughout the day, and there's protein, and there's nothing bad in them. So I feel like it's a safe snack. And there's a bunch of different flavors of chomps too, but I haven't tried anything but the original. And the last thing that I have here is an Empties item, which I only have one thing. This is from Trillion. It's the Unreal Dewy Moisturizer, pre and probiotics, 1% bakuchiol, and ceramides. And I gotta say, for $90, this is not worth it. I am definitely not gonna repurchase this. It's just a generic moisturizer in my opinion. There's a little bit too much fragrance in it. Obviously, I finished the whole thing because it is a spendy windy. I gotta say, the scent is like sickeningly citrusy. At first, when I first opened it up, it kind of reminded me of the Tatcha Dewy Moisturizer, but I don't know what happened over time. Maybe it oxidized, or maybe, I have no idea actually. I don't even want to get into it, but now it just smells really citrusy, and I'm so glad to be done with this. I'm not going to be repurchasing it. Trillion, have you tried anything else from them? Because this is the only thing that I've tried so far, and I'm not really into it. So those are my favorites for the month of December. Thank you so much for watching, and if you have any questions, please leave me a comment down below, and I'll get back to you as soon as I can. I guess I'll see you in the new year. Bye.